Hi, this is Flick, and you're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast with Kevin, Danny, Eli, and Rachel.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast. They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana. And on this show, we invite you to feel the libations.
Feel it, feel it.
We are artistic buffs talking about Disney stuff, and this is the show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us. As a follow-up to our holiday episode encore, we're talking about what is happening now with Festival of the Holidays. And look, this isn't your typical polished, practiced, pixie dust and Disney podcast. No way. We are not in the parks every day, letting you know of the rust spots showing up on Tron Light Cycle Run.
That's right, Kev.
Oh, no.
Wait, what's wrong?
Oh, man, I ran into some video this dude put together showing all the rust spots that are popping up now on Light Cycle Run for some reason.
That feels questionable.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm like, oh, no. I thought you said rough spots at first. I didn't hear rust spots.
Rust.
Yeah.
No, I heard rust. I was like, oh, that sounds unsafe.
Okay. Won't be rotten Tron anytime.
There's no rust in the future.
Just a little sandblast. You know, never heard it all fix everything. Yeah.
That's why it's better at night, because you can't see all the rust.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's just a warrior that got,
Sorry, that caught me by surprise.
Oh, no problem.
It's been open for less than a year. There's already rust.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Kev, that's exactly right. We're just here to discuss all the food, drinks, firework, and rust at Epcot, I suppose. Oh, wait, no, that would be at Magic Kingdom would be the rust. Discuss food, drink, and hidden vaginas at Epcot.
Yes.
So there you go. That's what we're here to do.
You listeners got the easy part. You got to do is listen up while we think up what we drink up.
My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
I'm Rachel, and I have a couple shout outs. Is that okay?
Ciao, yeah.
Shout away.
Yeah.
Shout. Let it all out.
All right, my first shout out is to longtime listener, the Raz. She is just getting back today from her first cruise on Virgin Voyages.
Oh, nice.
She's been texting me. She booked the trip with me as her travel agent. She's already booked a return cruise. She's going to go again.
Good for her.
And she had a fantastic time. Virgin Voyages is cool because it's adults only. So it's just like a totally different vibe than other cruise lines. And she's had a blast. So I was really excited to hear all about it from her. And if anybody's interested in booking an adults only vacation, Virgin Voyages might be a really cool way to go. So I'd be honored to help anybody who wants to do that. And thanks to the Raz for supporting the show.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Love it.
I love those Virgin. You walk in a Virgin, you walk out a man.
Yeah.
Depends.
Get more beer on you. I like that adults only.
She did win a bottle of champagne though. So that.
Oh, hey, happy time.
Good for her. Good for her.
Good stuff.
Nice.
My other shout out is just to you all and also some of the fan community that is playing fantasy football with us this year. I have never played fantasy football before. I've actually not really ever followed football before. And this year getting into fantasy football has changed my household. We watch football all day on Mondays. I know the players. We're super into it. I can tell you who's in the playoff hunt. We just all deep dove football this year. And I have had such a blast. So if anybody,
that's great.
Yeah. If anybody out there is thinking about doing it next year, you got to do fantasy football with the MOW Nation. It has been such a blast. I've really, really enjoyed it. So thanks to you all.
Rachel, I was going to do a shout out to you for fantasy football. It was she aptly named her team Just Keep Winning. And the girl in our Big Cheddar Mountain League just keeps winning. She made it to the second round of the playoff. Now, this show comes out Wednesday after the weekend's game's up, so we'll see what happens. But this is her first time in, and she's made it all the way to the second round of the playoffs.
Oh,
she just keeps winning.
Josh has been winning too, though.
Yeah.
I know. Josh has had a good
for Josh, man. I got knocked out by you last week, right?
Did I make the playoffs? I don't think I made the playoffs.
I got knocked out of both leagues. One by Kirk, and I believe the other one was by you. Maybe I'm wrong.
I was going to say, I'm out in one of them, but I think I'm actually playing Josh in the other one.
So we could have a real Bears on real Bears.
That's what I was just leading up to. Is
Super
like,
Bowl.
oh, Josh versus Rachel, that would be awesome.
Oh boy.
Place your bets.
I'm playing Grub this week though, and he's got a really good
Oh
team.
man,
But
Eric
he doesn't
the
seem too
first-
confident though.
First seed.
Eric's always in the mix,
Yeah.
man. He knows what he's
Yeah.
doing.
He does,
Yes.
yeah.
He does.
Kirk too. Kirk's good.
And it's fun, y'all, when you join these fantasy. We do have our own little chat through Facebook Messenger and stuff, so we can always speak to each other and whatnot.
Do we?
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah, we're in there.
Well, I need to get in that one.
But
I stay off of Facebook message. The other day I found a driver's license in a parking lot, and I was able to track down the mom of this kid. And so I went on Facebook Messenger to message the person. It was the first time I've gone in there, and I saw like there were listeners that had messaged me for months, if not years ago, that I didn't even realize were reaching out. So guys, if y'all really want to get in touch with me, just message Kevin.
use that.
Yeah, he'll give you my cell number. Most of our listeners have my cell number anyway.
Yes.
yeah, we just freely give it out. That's awesome.
Yeah, most of our frequent listeners,
Our close
Yes,
listeners.
Yes.
Be in that number.
But yeah, anyway, the fantasy football has been a blast. So thanks a lot.
Well, good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Well,
Yeah, good luck
congrats.
to you.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. And look, just to remind you, the easiest way to support us, man, is to leave a rating and a review on iTunes or wherever you access podcasts. It doesn't cost any money to do, and it helps to keep us in the minds of people looking for Disney podcasts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let them know that there is an alternative to the normal thing. We have our own way of talking about Disney and whatnot, and opinions always matter here, and we listen to everything and we respond to everything. So yeah, just leave a rating and a review, man. That's all you got to do. Thank you. So look, enough of our jibber jabber, man. I'm ready to hear about this Festival of the Holidays this year, man. So let's get to it. Here we are on the Hub, our main topic segment of the show. And the day that this show gets released, we are happily in that little middle time between Christmas and New Year's when we have no idea what day it is, let alone time. And so we're here to give you a little distraction. As I mentioned at the top of the show, we're talking about Festival of Holidays. This is kind of a follow-up to the Holiday Encore episode that was released last week. And now we're talking about things that are happening currently down in Walt Disney World. So to take us through this adventure, I'm going to turn it over to our travel agent, Rachel. Rachel, what you got for us?
Yeah, I thought we'd spend some time talking about Festival of the Holidays and then just a little bit about some of the updates at Epcot. I got back from a trip there recently, and I did not see the new stuff at Epcot, like the new areas that opened, but I did get to do Festival of the Holidays. So that was
Nice.
pretty
All
cool.
right.
Yeah, it ran, I guess. I'm trying to think about what the date when this comes out. It'll still be running when this comes out. This year was November 24th to December 30th. They try to sandwich it like in between the end of Food and Wine and New Year's Eve, because New Year's Eve is like wild at Epcot.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you can't really have a festival going on. Like they need every part of the pathways to house all the people that come.
So just out of curiosity, how come you weren't able to do like Journey of Water or anything like that?
Oh, I did Journey of Water.
Oh, okay.
But the other stuff wasn't open yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Just real quick. Can you?
Oh, thoughts on Journey of Water?
Yeah.
Mm,
Oh, wow. Really?
There you go.
There it is. That happened.
yeah.
It says a lot. Okay.
Yeah. It was okay. I mean, it was very pretty.
Was there water?
There was water.
Did it take a journey of any sort?
Yes.
Any kind of.
You do walk through a space. So that is technically a journey.
As advertised.
Yeah. Here's like if it was not busy, it would probably be really enjoyable with little kids.
I could see that.
Okay.
But because it was busy, it was hard to like navigate to the water features, the interactive ones. And so that was like a challenge. And then there were like a bunch of other people's kids just like running everywhere in between all the different things. And so that was like, you're afraid you're going to step on somebody.
Yeah.
And then yeah, the water features were like kind of cool, but it would be way cooler if I was, under the age of 10.
Okay.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but they're looking to do more for kids and families at Epcot. So I think that really fits the bill. It just needs to it would be nice if the crowd died down a little. It was a little too crowded to enjoy.
I could see that easily. Yeah.
There was also this like super tall dude that like we were sort of waiting in line for one of the water features, and this big guy just like cuts right in front of us after these kids had gone. And I thought that they were his kid. Like I thought he was with kids, and so he was like gonna break, and he wasn't. It was just that single dude, and he like cut the whole line to do his water feature. I was like, all right, man.
Well, at least you didn't get slapped like Eric Grubb did.
We did not get slapped. But I think it speaks to like the whole thing is a little bit hectic with the crowd. Like I don't think he intended to skip the line. I think he just didn't even realize there was one because there's just people everywhere.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it was Journey of Water.
All right. Just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that in the morning, and then in the the like middle part of the day, Festival of the Holidays opened up, so we went back to World Showcase and did that. Festival of the Holidays has been around for a lot longer than I thought. It started in 1996 as the Holidays Around the World celebration, and it became something that was born out of the craze around Candlelight Processional. So Candlelight Processional had been happening in the parks really since Walt Disney World opened, and even before that in Disneyland, but it was always at Magic Kingdom. And then in 1994, they moved Candlelight Processional from Magic Kingdom to Epcot. And then 2 years later, they kind of built up this festival around Candlelight Processional because there was so much demand.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, so they made it a bigger production. And then 10 years later in 2016, they changed the name to Festival of the Holidays. So it was Holidays Around the World. Now it's Festival of the Holidays. I think that probably is just speaking to like in 2016, it was kind of the beginning of Epcot has a festival all the time now.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and so they're just, I think they changed the name for it to be like fitting in better with like Food and Wine Festival, Flower and Garden Festival.
Yeah. Festival of the Arts. Yeah.
Festival of the Holidays.
there's
All the
TV's word
festivals.
festival.
Festival
All the
of
festivals.
Tourist Festival.
Festival of Festivals.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Where's the Festivus Festival?
What do
That's
you
what
mean
I
the
want.
Festivus Festival?
I
Yes.
know.
Need the poll.
Well, you can go to this one on Festivus. It is Festivus
Oh.
is tomorrow.
Okay.
Happy Festivus.
Oh, happy Festivus. Yes.
Happy Festivus.
I have a problem with all you Disney
That's
folk.
right.
And I'm about to tell it right now.
That's it.
Yeah,
Get that Festivus.
The airing of the grievances.
Yes, right.
airing of the grievances.
Here's our poll. It's lit up.
But anyway, a lot of that historical information I just said was from a website called floridasmart.com. So I just want to give them a little shout out because I got it from their site. So today, since 2016, it's kind of evolved a little and they've added a lot of stuff. My favorite thing is the holiday storytellers. So in every country, they have a different holiday storyteller, which is great. Gives you a sense of how the holidays are in that time or in that place, not time. They have musical performers around. Like there's a lot more live music going on in Epcot during this festival, which I really, really like.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think like out of all the festivals, I'm just kind of running through it quickly in my head. I think it has the most music, like live music that's special. Because the other ones are really more focused on the stage shows. And this one has music kind of, it has Candlelight Processional, which is a stage show, but they have more music kind of set up everywhere.
I like that.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Is the holiday storytellers, are those the Santa Clauses? Or, well, mostly Santa Clauses.
Yeah, it depends
Not
on
all.
the country, but
Right.
yeah. Yeah. You can meet Santa. That's another thing that it features. And then obviously it has a bunch of food. And so what I thought is I would kind of go around the world and we can kind of talk about what I think the best things are at each place.
Oh,
Okay.
I have like a little description information about the holiday storyteller there. And then I have like, these are my recommendations if you're getting food. Because all these things I've either had myself or I've been with people who are reviewing these things. And so I feel like pretty confident about recommending these food items. And then I've seen a lot of these holiday storytellers. So have you guys ever been to the festival?
Yes.
I haven't. I like to.
Oh, I have. I mean,
I want to.
now have I made it a point of doing everything? And no, I just kind of stroll around like we're going to Epcot. And if I see the holiday storytellers, we've watched them. I believe China's like they have like monkeys or something like that, or I can't remember what it was. China was different.
It probably depends on the year,
It's like the
right?
Monkey
so this
King
is
or
going to be
some-
the year of the dragon.
Oh, okay.
You know, like the Chinese zodiac. It probably depends on what the year is. Like
That may
monkey's
be
one of
right.
their
Do they have
years.
dragons this year?
Yeah, they should.
It's China. There's
They
always
have
dragons.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always
Oh, man.
dragons.
All right. So, Rachel, this is a big thing in the Disney fan universe. Are you going to start in Canada or are you going to start in Mexico?
I know. I usually start in Mexico, but I'm going to start this one in Canada because we happened to start in Canada when we went most recently.
Emails can be
So-
sent to Rachel at MagicRow.
I know. I know. That's fair enough. No, but I'm usually a Mexico person because I
There you go.
usually start with a
I am
margarita.
too. I'm with Rachel on this one. I'm a Mexico person.
I'm a
as well.
Mexico because they got margaritas.
There you go.
Yeah. And Mexico to me is like a much more superior pavilion than Canada. It just has better stuff. It has the ride.
Yeah.
It has that indoor place. It has
restaurant.
Tons of
margaritas,
food.
the restaurant. Yeah.
Shops.
La Cava.
Mariachi Cobre.
Ooh.
Yeah, they got the mariachi group.
I mean,
They
it's
got
not
the
even
little-
a fair comparison. I mean, all they
No,
got
it's
is the
not fair.
Martin Short video. And that's it.
Right. Well, he's not even there anymore.
Oh, he's not?
Yeah,
Oh, now what are they doing now with that?
It's the actors from Schitt's Creek.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
They changed
The
the video.
Levies, the Eugene Levy.
yeah. They love
And
you.
his son?
Yes.
That show.
Okay.
And Catherine O'Hara.
Oh, right.
Oh,
right.
nice.
I like her.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, so I'm starting in Canada because we happened to that day. In Canada, they have the Holiday Voyagers. They are like a music band that plays, and they just play really great Christmas music, and they tell some stories about holidays in the North. And mostly it's just like kind of cool Christmas music.
Are they on that
Like
stage? Is
rock.
that where they are?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they're on that stage. Yeah.
So is it like a different kind of flair, but the traditional Christmas carols kind of thing?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And they're more of like a rock vibe, more like a Trans-Siberian Orchestra a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I could dig that.
I like that thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're good. Top food items. So I would recommend the beef bourguignon with crushed potatoes.
Mm.
Yeah, pretty good. And all these dishes are much more like hearty, savory dishes.
This is going to be one of these episodes with Rachel where we all walk away hungry again,
Hungry,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is one of those.
She's already got us eyeing a bar to go to. Like, this is why I like recording with her. She always
Yeah.
opens our eyes to a lot of good food and drink.
Yeah.
I like beef bourguignon too.
Nothing's wrong.
I've
with
never
that.
had that before.
It's good. We got a
It's
lot
good.
in here.
It's
We
like a
got.
beef stew, kind of.
Okay.
And speaking of drinks, they have a Playa Linda Brewing Company Maple Cookie Blonde Ale, which
Damn.
sounds sweet and kind of gross, but it wasn't. It was really good. It was very maple, like it had that maple flavor.
And smell. I guess the nose was maple too.
Yes, I'm not a big like IPA drinker. I do drink IPAs, but I prefer other types of beer. And this festival is awesome for people like that because most of the beers are not IPAs. They're mostly like flavored with spices and Christmassy stuff. And so I pretty much walked into Epcot and I was like, today I want beer and cheese, and that's about it.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm leaving and going down now.
Taking
So,
care
Yeah.
of that.
I'll see y'all later.
That's pretty much what I did in Epcot was beer and cheese. But
I'm not an
we'll
IPA
get to
person either, so this is right up my
Oh,
alley.
100%
Yeah.
here as well. I do not like it's too hoppy.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
malty side.
Yes.
Yes, not a lot of beer, not a lot of hoppy beers, very many malty beers. Mostly malty. Yeah, very good.
All right, I'm leaving. Bye.
Yeah. So then you go over next to the UK. At the UK, they have Father Christmas, and he meets in that like back garden area, and he tells Christmas stories back there. They have like teapot themed Christmas decor, which is kind of cool. And they don't have a booth, actually, no food there. But they do have that Joffrey's that's kind of by International Gateway there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And the Joffrey's has a horchata cold brew. That was
Ooh.
fantastic. Yeah, it was so good. I did it like half sweet and no whipped cream. And it was just like a really nice coffee with like spices, a little bit creamy. It was so good.
That sounds really
It
good.
does.
Actually.
That was good.
Mm.
And you can get it with alcohol too, but I did not. I just had the cold brew. But
Well, they don't have the food booth, but they do have that fish and chips thing. That's always a good standard.
they
for
do
me.
have that over there. Yep. And all the regular, food places are operating. One of the things that's a little bit frustrating is if you want to see candlelight processional, a good way to do it is to have the the candlelight processional dining package.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets you reserved seating at the show. But there's so many good foods at the booths. And so you don't want to go like eat a big meal at Le Cellier.
Right.
Because like there's all this other good festivals food, but that's the only way to get reserved seating at the show.
Nice.
So anyway,
No, that makes
Something to keep
complete
in mind.
sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you don't want to go like during food and wine and have a big meal over at, say, Chefs de France or something. Like, you
Right.
want to sample.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want all
Right.
that whole experience.
yeah. So next up is France. And in France, you can meet Père Noël. He has like, the hooded Santa outfit on. My kids really enjoyed meeting him. He shares a letter from a French child and has like a whole little story there. And so that's a really fun meet and greet. And you can take pictures with him, or at least you could before the pandemic. I actually don't know about after. Probably. You probably still can.
Your kids are not around the room right now, right?
No,
Okay. Do they still believe?
not my oldest.
Okay.
But my youngest.
Okay.
They're 12 and 7. So we're like in the middle.
In the cusp. Yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter,
Yeah.
I don't believe she believes anymore, but she doesn't want to say anything. But I was just wondering, like, that's one of the problems that you have when you go to the mall as they get older. They're like, that Santa didn't look like that Santa. And how come he didn't remember me if that's Santa? Oh, well, they're helpers.
Well,
And,
in Epcot, they're doing them all on the same day.
Exactly. That's it's like, does that mess them up at all? Like, that's what I was wondering.
That's a good question.
How'd you get here
they
so
didn't-
fast?
The year we went, we only saw Père Noël. We did not go see any of the other ones. And so that was probably smart. They both did still believe then.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, food.
Yeah. So food in
curious.
France.
Let's get to
My
it.
recommendation is that I'm not going to be able to say this. It is the crème de salmon fumé and brioche à la nef concombre. And so what that means is
Smoked salmon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
like a
fast.
cream of salmon, almost like a salmon salad,
Mm.
in a homemade dill brioche bread with a
Oh.
slice of fresh cucumber.
Oh.
It's so good. Yeah, really good.
I just ate 2 hours ago and I'm starting to get
Oh,
hungry.
hungry again.
indeed.
And this one has some great desserts too. They have the bûche de Noël, which is the Christmas log, like the swirl thing.
Mm.
Oh, the holiday. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so they have a gingerbread Christmas log with chocolate and hazelnut ganache in the swirl. And then they have a great cocktail. It's called Le Joyeux. Le Joyeux. No, I'm not saying it right. But in
The
French.
joy.
Yeah, Le Joyeux.
The Joy cocktail de Noël, which is vodka, more vodka, but vanilla this time, cold brew, sea salt, caramel, toffee, and peppermint. And that all
Son
kind
of
of
a-
sounds gross when you say it out loud, but
No.
when it
No.
all comes together,
That
it's got
sounds-
some holiday magic.
That sounds awesome.
It sounds
Yes.
delicious.
Look, next time we do these shows, we got to get the menu ahead of time and just
Yeah.
have these things
Yeah.
ready.
We just need to do that.
Because I want every
That way,
one of
when
these
Rachel
things.
says it,
Yeah,
we can
we
each
can-
sample.
yes.
Right.
Samples of
'Cause I,
things.
I-
Yeah.
I want that now.
Because I'm a fan of alcoholic coffee drinks. I love them.
Yes.
Ugh,
Yeah.
that sounds so
like your
freaking
espresso
good.
martetie. I always think of you when I order an espresso martini.
Thank
Like, oh,
you.
Danny.
If that's my
Yeah.
legacy, better than me, Mr. Buzzkill.
That's
But-
it.
Yeah. Well, espresso martini is the opposite of buzzkill. It is buzzy.
Mhm.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then you go over to Morocco, and they don't have a ton going on in Morocco for the Festival of the Holidays. But what they've done is they put the Hanukkah booth like sort of right next to Morocco. So that's sort of the thing you do in that area. So there's a fantastic Hanukkah storyteller. He plays the violin. He tells about how to play dreidel. He tells the Hanukkah story. It's really good. And he's so engaging. I'm sure there's more than one performer, but every one I've seen has been excellent. And they have the best food. They have a pastrami on rye sandwich.
Ooh.
They have potato latkes with or without
Oh.
smoked salmon.
Ooh.
And then
Salmon.
this one's the one IPA. They have a Brooklyn Brewery Winter IPA. So like that kind of that New York feel. So yeah,
Did you
They
try
have
that?
great
You,
stuff
did
there.
you try that IPA?
I didn't do the IPA, no,
Okay.
but I was with people who did it and they said it was solid.
You said Brooklyn
Brooklyn Brewery.
Brooklyn Brewery, yeah.
in Morocco.
Well, it's in the Morocco Pavilion area, but it's a Hanukkah booth.
Okay.
Oh,
okay,
so
okay.
it's like it's
Yeah.
Morocco adjacent, basically.
Yes, and they like build it out. Like they put tables in front and they have like a little stage where he does the storytelling and then they have the food booth right there. So they kind of make it a whole thing all on its own.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then they do have the Tangerian Cafe, but they're just serving they've been doing this thing with the Tangerian Cafe where every festival, it's the same stuff. Like they have the stone baked bread and the skewers and those things are good, the falafel, but it just gets old. Like, I don't know why they're saying it's part of the festival, but they never change it. So I don't know. It's been like that since Flower and Garden, I think like 2 years ago.
Maybe that's the amount of effort they're willing to put forth for this.
I guess. I mean, the food is really good,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's just not special anymore. I don't
No.
know. So that's what you can get there if you want.
Okay.
And then you go over to Japan.
Mm.
Japan does an excellent job.
Now
They
we're
have-
talking.
Yes, they have a storyteller that comes out in Japan and talks about Japanese New Year and shares New Year traditions. That she talks about this doll that is important in Japanese New Year. So that was really cool. And then the top food items, they have a sushi tree.
Mm.
Sushi tree?
Yeah, it's 6 maki rolls and they shape it into a triangle.
Oh,
like a
that's
tree.
cute.
Like with the rice?
No, they used to do that. That when we went in 2019, they actually made like a pad of rice that was shaped like a Christmas tree, and they put your sushi toppings on it like ornaments. It was really cool. But now they've gotten a little lazy, if you ask me.
Oh, so they
It's just a regular maki roll, and they've cut it into 6 pieces, and they've made a pyramid.
okay.
Not quite pagoda,
not,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Not
just
as
stack
pretty, I don't think.
Yeah,
as
no.
No, it's not as impressive. I used to love posting on social media the picture of the sushi tree and how cool it was, and now it's just like a maki roll, whatever. But anyway, it still tastes good. Love sushi, so that's fine.
Same here.
Yeah.
They have a soba noodle soup that is super excellent. And the nice thing about the Festival of the Holidays is most of the time, it's not going to be a 90-degree day. So soup is actually something you would want. So the soba noodle soup is excellent. And then I think all the drinks suck. So don't get a drink there.
What? Wait.
Boom.
All the drinks? There's no special holiday sake? Nothing?
They have, there's like a holiday martini kind of thing there.
martini.
I'm going to look it up to get the exact ingredients, but it's like overpriced. It's not super excellent.
Okay.
And they have such other good drinks in the Japan Pavilion. Like, go get yourself a sake. Go get yourself a frozen Kirin.
Frozen Kirin?
I've never heard of
Have you
that.
not had?
I don't think I haven't had a frozen Kirin.
No.
Oh my gosh!
Where have I
Since
been?
when have they offered this? I've never seen a frozen Kirin.
How do you freeze a Kirin?
I mean, we started going in 2015, and so I get it almost every time.
I'm looking this up.
It's in the back where they do the sake.
Yes,
I've never seen this.
I've never seen this.
it is. It's like if an icy, like an icy,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
was made from beer.
Oh my God, I'm looking at a picture.
It's so good.
I want that in my mouth.
How
too.
is this not?
Why have I not had this?
Yeah.
Why have we not had this?
It's like an Epcot staple, y'all.
Oh.
Really?
You gotta get it. Yeah. It's
Screw
so
it. I'm
good.
leaving right now. Go
I've never heard of this. Like you always go to. I've never heard in the drinking around the world lists of drinks that you should be having. Like I've never heard of a frozen Kirin.
Oh.
Never even.
Yeah, it's good.
There's got to be a machine, right? There's got to be.
Yes. Yeah.
Then how did we miss a big machine?
It's Kirin. I don't know. They like pour you the Kirin and then they like put the frozen part like in it and it all kind of mixes up and it makes like this icy kind of
It's like a butter
Kirin
beer. Sounds like a butter
a little
beer.
bit. Yeah, except it's real
It's real beer,
It's
yeah.
it's not sweet.
Oh.
It's just like frosty Kirin.
Oh.
It's so refreshing.
All right, that's it. Podcast.
Yes,
show.
yeah, we're
Doing
going.
that.
Yeah, we're going.
Got to challenge that.
We'll
gotta get that.
We're going next year.
At the booth, they have a Japanese Christmas punch, which is shochu, plum wine, cranberry, and lemon.
Okay.
Eh, I'm not really much on plum wine. It's a little too sweet
Yeah.
for my
It is
taste.
sweet. Yeah, I can't have too much of it, but I mean, I'll drink it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say pass on those and go get the frozen Kirin or the sake.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a frozen Kirin.
I'm mad
Yeah.
at myself right now
Yeah,
that
I know.
I've never seen this.
It's in the back place.
All right.
Okay.
Like not quite as far back as what's that place called? The Katsura Grill.
Okay.
Right.
It's not that far back. It's like in between. Across from the side entrance to Mitsukoshi.
Okay.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. I just pass it up. I
I
don't
guess
know.
so. I guess maybe I just wasn't paying attention to what was in there.
Maybe the drummers are just like, I don't know. We're a
that's
year
true.
from now, podcast trip. Rachel,
Go get
Josh,
frozen
y'all coming,
Kirins.
That's happening.
and you're going to tell us all the things that we haven't tried yet.
yes.
We're going to try it right then and there.
All right. So what else now?
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're in American Adventure and there's a candlelight processional there. You can also see the Voices of Liberty and they're dressed up in Dickens outfits.
Awesome.
Like carolers. They're excellent. And the food items are kind of lame. I don't really have a lot to report from here. I did want to ask, one of the like holiday classics, like American holiday classic food items on the menu is a blackened catfish with Hoppin' John and comeback sauce. Is that a Louisiana holiday thing?
I have never heard
No,
of that at all.
That's like South thing, but definitely not Louisiana.
Okay.
No.
Like
Okay,
generic
maybe it's the
South.
South
Yeah, it's like generic South.
Okay.
Especially like the Hoppin' Johns and stuff. Yeah.
The only thing I can think about that's uniquely New Orleans when it comes to Christmas is the whole
Black
like
catfish.
that. But I was more talking about like the swamp Santa with the gators on
Oh,
the sleigh
yeah,
and everything
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I can't remember what they call him.
LeJoy. No, I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah, you're on the right track there. But
You guys have a special Santa?
yes, we do.
Oh yeah, he's in
Yeah.
a pirogue and he's got like
He's in-
alligators pulling him.
Yes, this is a thing, and he's called something. I can't remember what it was. I mean, actually, like right up the street, there's a neighbor of ours that has the lighted display, this huge display of alligators pulling Santa's sleigh, or pirogue, or whatever.
Pirogue. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so not a lot to report from the American Adventure. However, I have a sad story to
Oh no.
report.
Okay.
Oh.
So in 2019, when we went, and I think even the year before, they had this eggnog white porter from Shipyard Brewery. And it was like this great kind of light beer with just like the nutmeggy, spicy part of eggnog. And then it was like a little creamy. It was so good. And I loved it. I looked forward to it. And last year when I went, they had an eggnog white porter on the menu. And so I ordered it and it was completely different. It wasn't light. It wasn't as like nice and spicy. And so I told the guy, I was like, oh, you poured the wrong thing. It's supposed to be a white porter. And he's like, nope, that's it.
Wow.
I don't think so. And so then I went back again this year and ordered it again. And it was still messed up. So I think they just have a different, I noticed the brewery's different. So it's just different now. It's not very good. Anyway, so if you were an eggnog white porter fan before, it is different now. And it is not even close to as good. It's very sad.
Is it a thick beer now?
Yeah, it's not as light. It's very heavy.
Ooh.
And it's just very beer forward. Like it's got a lot of beer taste, which I like. I like beer, but it you couldn't taste like the eggnog. I don't like. I would just order a brown ale if I wanted. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
like a
no, I
classic.
hear you.
It wasn't special.
Well, you had me curious when you first described it, and then when you like it was like a light beer because that's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, eggnog porter sounds very thick because porters are thick anyway.
Yeah.
To add eggnog
Right,
on top of
yeah.
it, but then when you said it was a light beer, I was like, oh, I want to try this. And then when you described it changed. It was like,
Yeah, that
that's
doesn't
what I
sound-
didn't want.
Yeah.
Right.
is what they switched to.
I have good news when we get to Mexico. So
Oh, well,
we'll
See,
just hold
Mexico. See, there you go.
ups
yeah.
and downs, peaks and valleys, good news,
peaks
bad
and
news. I
valleys.
like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So next is Italy. You can meet La Befana there. She's a witch who visits young sleeping children on the eve of the Epiphany.
Juan Lafanta is a witch that visits.
La Bufana.
Oh, La
La
Bufana. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think she knows Juan Lafanta.
No, it's a New Orleans thing as well.
Yeah.
It's an
I'll have
attorney.
to send you that video
Oh boy, which one?
with what's her name?
Big Frida.
Big Frida. Yeah.
Does she visit children on the eve of Epiphany as well?
Probably scares children on the
She
eve of
visits
Epiphany.
everybody, girl.
Yeah,
Big Frida, yeah, she gets around, man. She's like a New Orleans staple.
yeah. She's
Yeah.
like 6'3", 6'4".
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's tough.
He's a big dude.
yeah.
Well, she's not a dude. She transitioned, so. But she's like a famous singer,
rapper.
like
Yeah, like New Orleans bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bounce.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Same with Drake.
nice. Yeah, which is so La Befana's there in Italy. She meets in kind of that like village square sort of area outside of Via Napoli. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So she tells kind of cool stories, and
she's like a witch, right? Yeah, that's- I remember
yeah.
you saying
That'd be
that.
fun.
Yeah, okay.
And the food there is an Epcot tradition. Italy always sucks. So it does as well. It's overpriced and the food's not very good. They did have all new items this year, but they were still bad and overpriced. So don't do food in Italy. Just keep going. Say hi to the witch and then move right along.
Just keep on moving.
Man, they messed up my motherland.
I
How
know.
you like that?
I
I
love
know.
Italian food.
Damn.
You can't go
Well, you
wrong.
can still get the pizza, I guess.
Prejudice
you
against
know.
Italians. Can
Yeah.
you believe
I
this?
mean, the
Yeah.
Napoli pizza window is fantastic. Go do that. Yeah. It's not all the food in Italy that's bad. It's just the festival stuff is terrible.
La Befana.
Ah,
Why is
La
your food
Befana.
sucker?
What you doing here?
Yeah, Italian food. I don't know if it really lends itself to like grab a little and go kind of thing.
No.
No, it's
That's
you're
true.
sitting
That's
around for
fair.
a
It's an
while.
investment.
Yeah.
Next one is Germany.
Yeah.
Germany does
Yeah.
not have a holiday storyteller.
Yeah.
No?
Kind of strange. No.
Why?
I don't know. They
I
just
thought
don't.
like Saint Nicholas originated from Germany. Or
I
something.
know it's like kind of a German thing, right? Yeah, no, they know.
Well, that Santa's a little busy.
Yeah.
For real.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, he's over in the Odyssey,
There you go. Dancing.
but they do have that fantastic Christmas store there. So
Yeah,
if
they
you want
do.
Oh,
something
that's true.
Christmassy to do, you
could buy
go
the
to
pickle.
store.
Yo, the Christmas pickle. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have one on our tree.
We do too.
Same.
So, in the top food items there, they have a pork schnitzel
Love
with
it.
mushroom sauce, spätzle, and braised red cabbage.
Love
It's
it.
so good.
Love it.
So good. And then the other thing is the thing I was looking forward to most, and it did not disappoint at all. It is a very large baguette, like kind of thick, large. It's as big as those boats they hand you. You know, those big boats of food they give you? The baguette took up the whole thing,
Damn.
and they hollow out the middle of it, and they fill it with the most fantastic cheese fondue. And they put carrots and potatoes and like all kinds of things that you can dip in the cheese fondue around the side. And then they give you the bread that they hollowed out as well. And so you just eat this like gigantic cheesy bread with deliciousness that you dip.
Damn.
So good.
That's got to be so filling. Wow.
Yes, I shared it with people.
Yeah, I was about
it
to
was
say.
it was very filling, but it was awesome.
That
Really
sounds
good.
great.
The cheese was like a little sharp, it was just right. It was great.
That sounds great.
Yeah. And they also have a Linzer cookie there, which is good. It's like a sandwich cookie with raspberry jam in the middle. And it's part of the cookie stroll. So they have this thing where you can go around the different countries, and a lot of the countries have like a special cookie you can buy, and it counts for the cookie stroll. And if you buy 5 of these cookies, you get another cookie for completing the cookie stroll. Yeah.
So if you're not a drinker, you can do the cookie stroll.
Right, you can do the cookies. The thing that's unique about the cookies for the cookie stroll is that Epcot thought about what they could do that would be the worst possible cookies, and they made those ones eligible for the cookie stroll, and all the really good desserts don't count.
They're like, listen, we got to empty this inventory out.
Right.
They're not selling, so let's
They're all
make a
bad.
stroll.
You gotta want these stale cookies.
Yes.
I didn't know Disney was in bed with big cookies.
What's going on
Like,
here?
how can we make the worst possible gingerbread man? Perfect. We'll do that, and then we'll hand it to people, and we'll, not tell them it's cardboard. So it was bad. The cookies on the cookie stroll are bad, except this Linzer cookie in Germany. That one's good.
Okay. The Linzer cookie.
The Linzer cookie is good, but the rest of them are garbage. And you get a mass-produced sugar cookie at the end. This year was the shape of the Wish star, from the movie.
Yes,
The little
yes.
star guy.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Kirby.
It was little Kirby in a sugar cookie form.
Eat Kirby.
Yeah, he was cute. I didn't do the sugar cookie, or I didn't do the cookie stroll this year because I've fallen for that trick a few times, and I didn't want to do it again.
Good for you. But you did get the Linzer cookie.
I did get the Linzer cookie, yes. The other ones were trash.
Trash.
I like how Rachel just cuts through all the fluff. Trash, good. Go
it.
here,
Done.
forget
There's
there.
a lot of great stuff, but there's also a lot of garbage, so I don't want to steer people wrong.
No, you're doing a great job.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
it.
don't steal nobody in the garbage. That's gotta be bad.
Don't waste your money on
Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah.
Then you hit the refreshment outpost, and the refreshment outpost doesn't have a whole lot, but they did have a gingerbread white stout, which we're back to like the light beers. It's a stout, but it's light, and it was not super it wasn't gingerbread like the cookie, it was like ginger. It was like a ginger beer.
Oh, okay. I can see that. So not so
Yeah.
gingerbready.
Okay.
No, not really gingerbread. Like if you had just told me it was a ginger stout, I would have been like, yep.
I like ginger beers.
Yeah, it was a white stout, so it was light, which was nice too. So I got one of those. The downside to that one is that a lot of the beers came in the little, the small sampler size, and the gingerbread white stout at the refreshment outpost. And this is true in all the festivals for some reason. They only serve the big size there.
Nice.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I really wanted to try it, but I had to get a full one, which was just a lot. But
Yeah.
it was good.
Yeah.
Next is China. They have the Chinese lion dancer out, sort of in that area where they normally have the acrobats. And they do like a whole Chinese New Year celebration. And then they have the food item there that I thought was excellent was a beef and noodle soup bowl. And it had that house-made chili oil. It's kind of famous from the rest. What's the table service in China? I
Oh,
can't
Nine
ever
Dragons?
remember.
Nine Dragons.
Nine
yeah.
Dragons. I was going to say like 7 something, but yeah, nine.
You're going to short them too. Dragons.
I know.
Sure, too.
They have a house-made chili oil there that people rave about, and I think they use that same chili oil in this noodle soup outside.
See
And
now
it's really good.
that
Yeah.
just bolsters my reasoning for eating a Nine Dragons. I love a good chili oil.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
this
do
one's
too.
like a
Yeah.
house-made.
And it makes a
It's really
difference.
good.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
makes a difference when they make it good.
Yeah, this one's good. So that's my food recommendation in China.
Okay.
I dig it.
Norway, they have this one is the only performer that I didn't actually see. They have a mischievous barn Santa.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Yeah,
Hey.
it's
Rolling in the hay with Barn Santa.
I didn't catch the barn Santa there. But it says this is from their website, Disney's website. It says celebrate the season with laughter as a mischievous barn Santa visits Sigrid, an unsuspecting Christmas storyteller.
Unsuspecting.
man.
I didn't see barn Santa or Sigrid, but
They were in the
that's
barn
what
making
it is.
hay.
I was saying,
Yeah, I
they were
think so,
into the
yeah.
unknown.
Yeah.
They were
That's where they
jingling
were.
all the bells.
We just we were in there to go on Frozen, and then we left because there's no food in Norway, so we didn't hang out there a lot.
Really? Like
Yeah,
with the
no food.
Kringola?
I mean,
They
they
don't-
have the bakery, but they don't have a booth.
Okay.
Oh,
Hmm.
like no
Yeah,
special
nothing special
holiday
there.
treats.
No.
No,
That's because
nothing
Barn
like
Santa
that.
ate them all.
Dang.
Yeah, barn Santa ate them all.
Yeah,
Barn
he's
Santa.
That
Barn
lecherous
Santa. That mischievous,
imp.
unsuspecting Santa.
Bad Santa.
After that, we're over to Mexico.
Yay!
And it's the best. I think it's the best one for this festival. It's so great. They have Mariachi Cobre out there. They're doing a big Feliz Navidad celebration. They have dancers. It's like awesome. Yeah,
Those
they're
guys are
great.
Love it.
So that's their sort of like holiday entertainment there.
So no storyteller, just the band?
Just the band, but they actually talk through a bunch of like Latin American Christmas traditions.
Oh,
Kinda
okay.
cool.
So they kind of become the storytellers.
Interesting.
Yeah, they do a good job.
I love that group, man.
Yeah.
And they add the dancers, which is cool too.
Yeah.
And so they have 2 food booths, which is great.
Go ahead,
So you
Mexico.
get like double the deliciousness.
Love
One of them is outside of the Mexico Pavilion, though. It's actually like behind the Odyssey near Test Track, which
Okay.
is sort of strange, but
Yeah.
it's still a Mexican food booth.
Right.
So
right.
the top items were the tostada. They had like a pork tostada with black bean like spread. It was so good.
Mm.
It's big. It was like big as my head tostada. It's so good. And then they had a pernil, Pernil. And I don't really know what that is other than what they describe it as, which is mojo pork with tostones and a ketchup mayo. And that was really excellent.
Really?
Really good.
Okay.
Yeah, the pork was really good. And then they have the horchata beer.
There you go.
It's so good. I ordered it and I got the little tasting sample version and I took 1 sip and then I went right back into the line to get the big one.
Yeah, supersize
was
it. Yeah.
So incredible. It's a light beer, like a lager, and then it has just like the best spicy flavors of horchata, which is like cinnamon and all kinds of great spices. It was so good. I actually direct messaged the brewery to ask if I could get it somehow. I would pay them so much money and they ignored me.
Oh,
You're not worthy.
what kind of?
It was so good.
What is the name of this brewery again?
I'm looking on Total Wine
81
now.
Day Brewing Company.
81 Day Brewing Company.
81
No,
Day.
Bay.
Bay. All right.
Yeah, I think it's in
Everybody's
Tampa.
Oh.
I
start
think I
direct
looked it up.
messaging 81 Bay Brewing Company and ask them.
Get me this beer. This
Yes.
beer was, it's maybe my favorite beer I've ever had. It was so good. I wish I had gotten 2. I had a bunch of beer at that point, but I would have had 2. It was that good.
Oh man, now I'm like wanting to try this.
Yeah, that beer was something special.
I found
It
the
was really
website.
good.
Oh, it's closed for reservations in Tampa.
Yeah, they're like not operating their tasting room right now.
Oh, so maybe that's why they hadn't gotten back to you yet.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe they'll get back to me eventually.
I'm
Be
sure
like,
they will.
Next Christmas.
Yeah.
Next Christmas.
Next Christmas,
Oh.
Rachel get
Yeah,
her
exactly.
beer from
So
Tampa.
good. I would go back to the festival next year just
for that beer. Oh, we're getting
Yeah.
that beer. We're
Well,
getting
that's
Yeah,
all
what
that
it's
beer.
so good.
We're getting all the beer.
So that was kind of a summary of the 2 Mexico food booths. And then in the Odyssey building, they do a holiday dessert area. So they have like tons of different desserts. They have a couple of those crappy cookies, but then they also have like really good desserts. So those are worth trying. At this point, I had a lot of kind of desserty beers, so I really didn't want dessert. We didn't try a bunch of them, but I saw other people eating them and they looked pretty good. You can meet Santa there. They have a really nice Santa meet and greet, like in a big sleigh.
Oh,
You get
nice.
to sit in the sleigh with Santa.
Nice.
And then what I had there was I got a taster sample of the cookies and milk stout. And that was really good.
It was good? Okay.
Yeah, this was like a traditional stout, like a dark stout. But it had just sort of a creamy milkiness and sort of like a nutty cookie flavor.
Oh, so
Okay.
not it's like sweet side.
No, it wasn't super sweet. Yeah, it was good.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. And then the last piece of Festival of the Holidays that I loved is they have a gospel R&B choir called Joyful, and they sing traditional Christmas songs. They do a Kwanzaa song. They just they're so good. They dance. They're wearing these like coordinating outfits that are like wintry, and I watch them dancing and I think like, how are you not a sweaty mess? Like, you look so great up there and you sound so great and you're all together and you just seem so like wintry and festive, and they were fantastic. They were so good.
And where are they performing at?
They perform like right in the center of, you know what? It's those 2 gift shops.
Yes.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
you go
yeah.
into the World Showcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in between the two gift shops.
Okay, as you're walking
They
in
have, like,
from
a state.
Future World, or what was known as Future World. Yeah.
Kind of near where the friendship boats are.
Yeah.
They're right there. They're really good. They have a nice big performing space. I really like them. Last year, there was a booth where you could get fresh roasted chestnuts. Chestnuts on an
I
open
remember
fire.
this.
They put like a grill out and they roasted the chestnuts fresh, and then they shook them in a bag with cinnamon and sugar and gave them to you. And so I had this vision, like, I'm going to get these chestnuts from an open fire and I'm going to bring them over and sit down and watch this wonderful choir right by the World Showcase. And so I got my chestnuts and I sat down in front of the choir and they started singing and I started eating a chestnut. And it turns out chestnuts are nasty. I mean, the choir was great and I accomplished the mission, but holy moly, those are gross things. Like, it was so gross. It's like a cross between like a potato and a like kind of garbanzo bean. They're like
I can see that. Yeah.
It's not a nut. It's like it's mushy, mealy a little bit.
Yeah.
You like them? All right. Well, maybe they're an acquired taste, but I have not acquired it.
Yeah.
I mean, good chestnuts will have a little sweet tinge to it, which makes it better. But sometimes, you do get those, and they're just like, ugh.
I remember when I checked into the Grand Floridian, we went to stay, and it was right around Christmas time, and they were roasting chestnuts in a pan right out in front, and they gave me some. That was the first time I ever tried them. I don't remember them being amazing, but I also don't remember them sucking either. So I need to go back and try chestnuts, I suppose, and see whether or not this has gotten any better or worse.
Maybe the Festival of the Holidays isn't the place to eat them. I don't know, but these are not good.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
They were also like really dry and I didn't get anything to drink. And so I'm like eating these chestnuts and I have no napkins. My fingers are now full of cinnamon and sugar. I have nothing to drink. And I'm like,
Maybe like the eggnog stout, they changed the recipe.
I know.
Yeah, maybe they did. Yeah.
Like the
Maybe
turkey
they did.
leg.
Like the turkey leg, new recipe chestnuts.
yeah. Anyway, so that's the Festival of the Holidays, folks.
I want to
Man,
go. Yeah, I'm down.
I am so down to go right now.
Yeah.
I really like it. I think it's my second favorite festival. I love the Festival of the Arts. It's hard to beat that. Like I don't know how to beat that one. That was the best.
You're
That's
kind of tugging at the heartstrings on that one. That's the only festival I hadn't been to yet, and I'm convinced I'm going to do it one day.
I did it for the first time last year, and I really enjoyed it. It was a great time.
Yeah, it's happening. Like it maybe we could have gone up for Mardi Gras, but I believe it stops right before Mardi Gras.
No, actually,
Right.
it doesn't.
Oh,
It
this
doesn't-
year, no, it's
It
during
overlaps.
Mardi Gras.
Yeah,
It is during
I
Mardi
was
Gras?
mistaken last time we talked about it. It overlaps by a week,
Okay.
so you could definitely see it
Well,
if you wanted to go,
guys, if we want to take a little road trip.
Road trip.
Road trip.
Roadhouse. That'd be fun. Yeah, but I want all the food. I want all the stuff that you just mentioned in Festival of Holidays.
Oh man, everything sounds delicious.
So,
Easy name. I
want
mean,
all. Except for the crappy cookies. I don't want the crappy.
Yeah.
cookies.
Don't do the cookies,
Stale
guys.
cookies.
Yeah, no crappy cookies.
We're skipping cookies. We're skipping Italy. We're skipping drinks in Japan. Well, from that festival booth, get the other drinks.
of everything she named, what was like the one thing that stood out to you? Because that fondue thing is really kind of calling me. That's, I think, is what I like the most out of everything she
see.
listed.
The beef dish.
Okay, yeah, I could see
beef
you with the
dish?
Well,
yeah,
beef
you're about
bourguignon.
to
Oh,
eat that.
bourguignon, yeah.
Canada. That was early.
Mm.
Let me see. I'm looking. Oh, I know the creme de saumon fume.
Oh, that was a
And
good
brioche.
one. That was
Oh,
definitely
The one,
good.
the one in France. That
Ham
one.
and dill bun.
Yeah, I was going back and forth between that or the what is it? The pernil, the mojo pork with tostones.
Oh, that was really
but that
good.
sounds good too.
Yeah, I don't really know what a tostone is. Do you?
It's like a squished little. It's squished. it's like you pound it.
I ate it. I remember telling people were like, "Oh, what is it served with?" And I was like, "This is a delicious carbohydrate. I have no idea what it is."
Yeah, it's plantains basically that they smush
Okay.
and they fry it up. So and it kind of crisps up. It's a Puerto Rican thing.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, they're good.
So is Epcot the only park you visited while you were there, or did you go anywhere else?
We went over to Hollywood Studios for a hot second and rode some rides and saw. I really enjoy that Frozen sing along with the holiday tag. They do all the songs from the Frozen holiday short.
Okay.
So we saw that. That was it for that day. We also visited Magic Kingdom real briefly. I rode Tron again. I rode it at night this time.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Better?
It's awesome at night. Yeah. Really good.
I've never ridden
Big
it.
difference, huh?
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think part of it too, I said this to somebody I was there with. The first time I wrote it, I was spending so much time thinking about whether I liked it or not that I don't know if I really enjoyed it. And so the second time, I'm just in the moment. And so I really enjoyed it the second time. So I don't know if it was the nighttime or just like I'm not overthinking it. I'm just enjoying. But I liked it better the second time.
Yeah, it could be the anticipation of doing it and having expectations or something that messed with it. Like, because I know for me, I expected to love Cosmic Rewind and not particularly care too much for Tron. And for me, it was the exact opposite. Now, if I ride Cosmic Rewind again, I probably would be like, okay, now that I don't have the expectations of everyone talking about what a great ride this is, and I just let it be, I might like it a little bit more than what I thought I did.
Yeah.
No.
So we did that. I'm sad to report, I made a special point to try to visit the dumpling place that you remember they were going to have dumplings by Tron.
Yes.
And it is like it never existed. There's no signage. It's just dark in there. They've got the whole thing like, windows closed, shades closed. It is not in operation. So I don't know if that's like gone already or what, but it was not operating.
Oh, that's such a bummer because we just eaten and then we went to go over there, and as we passed out, I said, "That's Rachel's booth right over there."
I know.
Pointed to Eli.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like saved room. Like it wasn't available.
I don't know how you save room with all this stuff, y'all. Man, y'all really experienced it
Magic
all.
Kingdom was the day before.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
see,
did.
that's the time. Yeah.
Oh, and so then the other thing I did, everybody I was there with went to the Christmas party, and I didn't feel like going to the Christmas party. It's kind of expensive. It's like $200 and it's fun. I really loved it, but I did it last year. And so I was kind of like, I don't really want to spend the money again.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hightailed it over to Animal Kingdom for the evening, and it was only open until I think 7. So I didn't have a lot of time left, but I made it from Tron to Expedition Everest in 40 minutes.
Whoa.
I was pretty
Nice.
impressed with that. I thought like those parks are as far apart as you can get.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I rode the bus. I didn't get an Uber or anything.
Oh,
I
you rode the
Disney
bus?
Transportation. Yeah, I rode the bus.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Tron to Expedition Everest in 40 minutes. I
Beat
rode
that record.
Expedition- Yeah, seriously.
Boom.
That's a new, please, listeners, call in and let me know if you beat Tron to Expedition Everest. It's a new challenge.
Using the bus.
Do it.
Using the bus.
Using Disney
Yeah, you have to use the
transportation.
bus.
You're right.
Yeah, you have to use the bus. So I did that. I rode Expedition Everest, and then I walked through the Asia part of that park, had this really beautiful Diwali decoration
Oh,
area.
cool. Okay.
So I enjoyed that. The park was empty. I saw the Tree of Life Awakenings. They have the winter theme projection show. And then I got in line for Flight of Passage right before they closed the queue. It was like 6:58.
Nice.
Yeah, I rode that. And then I walked out and it was beautiful. They have the lanterns all lit up on the way out. Animal Kingdom just has some really beautiful holiday decorations now. And they do have you seen the puppetry that they're doing there?
Yes.
I have not.
It's like live music and puppet, like these life-size animal puppets.
Yeah, that was I have a picture of Lily with one of the polar bears, and she was actually petting it. Like,
Oh, yeah?
the puppeteer
Yeah.
wasn't standing there. She was just focused on this polar bear.
That's so cool.
It's so cool. And they have these roaming live musicians. So sometimes they'll have a guy with a steel drum and he plays some incredible music. And then they have a woman with a violin that comes around and plays. And it's just really cool, that atmosphere.
Yeah, it's right in the oasis, right in front of the Tree of Life, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, that
Oh.
Discovery Island area. It's really cool.
I need to travel there during the holidays.
Oh,
Check
yeah.
all this stuff out.
It's nice. They do a lot of really cool stuff. They do a good job.
So now, did you get to see the Dreamer statue?
No, it wasn't open yet.
Wasn't open yet. Okay.
Yeah, but that's the next thing, right? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah, let's.
Yeah, it's a good transition.
Yeah.
They just opened that whole middle section of Epcot that's been closed forever, which I'm excited about, right? Because you don't have to walk around the million walls to get anywhere. They're calling it World Celebration. I believe that the intention is that this is going to be the new hub for all these festivals.
Okay.
But looking at the videos, I watched a walkthrough of all the new spaces. I don't see a lot of places for food booths. But I haven't been in the space, so maybe it's a little bigger than it looks on YouTube. But that was initially the concept, I think. It's divided up into 3 different gardens that are all kind of themed a little bit differently. They all do have a lot of seating, so that'll be nice with the festivals. They have phone charging stations, which is excellent because now you have to use your phone all day and the battery dies.
Yeah.
So it's good that you can sit down and charge it.
Very smart.
And all the gardens kind of lead into Dreamer's Point, which is where you find the new Walt statue on the bench, kind of sitting.
Sitting.
Yeah.
In quiet contemplation.
Yes.
Quiet contemplation. Sometimes
No H.
people sit and they look at their phones and do things. Sometimes you read a magazine. Walt's just contemplating his place.
He's sitting there this isn't what I dreamed of.
This is not my park.
The joke is that it looks like he's sitting on a toilet.
Yes,
The way he's
it
sitting is very toilet. It's It's a toilet position.
Yes,
Yes.
it definitely is.
by default, it'll be my favorite statue I've
Exactly.
Yeah.
All
I'll
it needs
have
is a
a-
newspaper.
I'll have a
at that
picture with
point.
him every time I go now.
Oh, you.
Yes.
you
Well,
must.
the line on the first day to take a picture with Walt at Dreamers Point was hours, but I don't think it's
Oh.
going to be that bad long term. I think that's just the first day.
That's a rope drop. That'd be the only thing I rope drop in my life. Is
Get that?
It's the poop and Walt statue.
Poop and Walt.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of
That.
the nether regions, they have opened up this plant like large center area, like kind of where the pin trading used to be. Remember
Okay,
that
yeah,
area
yeah,
of
yeah.
Epcot? And it has this garden that's supposed to look like the inside of the Epcot logo, like all those circles that kind of are
Intersect, yeah.
concentric together.
It looks like
And
an
this-
inside. I can tell you that.
Yeah, this garden looks like a vagina. I can't unsee it. I put
Oh,
a
wow.
picture in the show
Yeah.
notes.
Yeah, there is a little white plant underneath that green hood right there.
Yeah.
You can
It's
find it.
like-
You just got to find it.
It's a little, yeah, it's a lot. I can't unsee it. It's very Georgia O'Keeffe for anybody. Anybody who's listening and you can't see, just like Google it. But there's a Georgia O'Keeffe vibe to this garden.
Wow.
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 Yeah, that's interesting.
No, you can't unsee it once it's out there. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
glad
you
you said
can't.
it. I wasn't man enough to say that, but
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Well, even the color of the flowers just gives it away.
Yes.
What?
They put in some crazy flowers.
This is almost on a par with that plant in Animal Kingdom over in Avatar.
yeah.
Remember the plant that looks like a
That
vagina?
shoots the spores.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
squirts.
Yeah,
the
the
squirting.
squirt, yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah. It is similar shapes. Yeah.
Well, you got
Yeah.
the ball in the background, and there you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
It's quite a choice. Like they must have. Like who puts the mock-up of this in the conference room and no one's like, oh, it looks great. I mean, it's totally a vagina, right? Good idea.
Some guys probably like this.
don't know.
I see nothing wrong with this.
This is good. Look at that.
This is amazing.
That vagina does need some landscaping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little overgrown.
I mean, seriously,
A little
look.
trim.
clipper action.
yeah, the forest has
Yeah.
reclaimed the land.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they wanted, right?
Well, I mean,
a
that's
lot.
where life emerges, right? Anyway,
Right.
So
Oh, you know what?
There
That
you
is
go.
a
Yeah.
great way to look at
life
it, Kevin.
comes out of it. Yeah.
The beginning of life, it starts with the vagina.
Yeah.
Go.
it does.
Wow.
Living with the land. Whole new
Now this is
breeding.
beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, guys come out of that and they just work their whole life to get back in it,
That's right.
That is the
and then more life comes out of it. There you go. There's my
Ah.
story.
And child
Put-
support.
That's my story. Put some fireworks to it.
Bam.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, lit up at night though. I mean, it really does look nice.
Oh, you have a night picture?
It
of
does.
yeah,
At night.
that video that Rachel sent over where it was
Oh,
lit up
that's
at
right.
night.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Oh,
even
yeah.
the circles along the ground, they were all lit up, and it kind of reminded me
Yeah,
of
the
those little.
sidewalk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It reminded me of the pathways that you would walk along in Epcot, where the little
Sparkles.
yeah, you would see
Yeah.
like fireworks or sparkles or little like circles. That was really kind of cool. So I just wish the
And they
colors
have
changed.
these like columns, these white columns that are in the daytime, but then at night they light up with the Spaceship Earth light show. So that's really cool. You kind of feel immersed in it.
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
with
neat.
that.
I'm so glad they didn't put any jumping fountains in this thing.
Yep, no jumping. Those are all in Moana.
Oh, so it would look like the giant vagina's peeing. like, is that what you
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, for
man.
real.
Showers.
It would. I told my friend, I said 2023 is the year of the woman. We have Taylor Swift as Person of the Year. We got the Barbie movie. And now Epcot is a vagina.
Well, man, good for
We-
y'all.
Yeah, look, I
Serious.
Checked all the boxes. Yeah.
How
We
often
are-
do you get to say that?
No, we are a
Epcot
big
is a
fan of
vagina.
women, and
All
we
that.
like that y'all
I love
are
women.
man.
We have daughters. All of us have daughters. So
Exactly.
That's right.
No sons.
So yeah, man, I'm glad y'all have a whole park dedicated to your vagina.
Yeah, that's beautiful,
right.
man.
I'm excited. Good
Me
for us.
too.
So now they need to erect like a big golf club so you can knock the Spaceship Earth into the vagina.
Oh wow,
It looks like it might fit.
I got faith in it.
We had a big penis in Morocco, but they took it away from us.
They did. Yeah, I
know.
know.
As that most things that happen to men.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. That is something else.
That
Yeah.
is sad.
So that's the improvements in the front.
That's an improvement. Yes.
That's a good improvement.
I like it.
Yes.
I think the gardens will be cool. I'm not I'm looking forward to seeing them in person. When I watch the videos, it feels kind of like Central Park. It's like this kind of oasis outdoor space in the middle of a theme park, which is cool. I'm not sure. Like it's a lot of theme park real estate to devote to like plant life and a park atmosphere. But I think like if they do end up putting a bunch of food booths there, I think that'll end up being a really cool space.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
And I really do like the tree structures that they have.
Yeah, there's some cool art.
Yeah, that is kind of neat.
Architecture. Yeah. In World Showcase Lagoon, they have a brand new fireworks show, just debuted December 5th, and that is Luminous.
A symphony of us.
The Symphony of Us. Yeah, Luminous, the Symphony of Us. The runtime is about 18 minutes. It has 2 original songs, the beginning and the end, and I think they're both pretty good. They do like a little nod to Illuminations. I don't want to like I guess we can do some spoilers. I don't know.
Well, the videos are out.
Yeah, the videos are out. And so like if you guys really don't want any spoilers, then I guess, you can kind of skip ahead a little bit here. But they do the Earth thing. They used to like pull out the globe for Illuminations and then it would rotate and they're doing a lot of that same laser work on the spaceship Earth.
Yeah. We watched the video together and I turned to Kevin. I was like, look, they got the globe. And Kevin's like, no, that's actually happened on Spaceship Earth. And I was like, oh, wow. Get out of here. You're right. Yeah.
So, I mean,
cool.
to see it, you got to be, I guess, if you want to see it as part of the show, you got to stand in a certain area, right?
Right. Yeah. So it's going to
imagine.
make those areas like the backside of
Water.
World Showcase Lagoon a little bit better because you'll be able to see.
Yeah, because you can't, Canada or Mexico, you're not going to be able to see that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Then they have at the beginning, they start off with this big like international welcome, like welcome in different languages. One Easter egg I thought was really cool is the last welcome is Walt.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
It's that to all who come
To this
welcome.
happy place. Yeah. Well,
Yes,
welcome.
yes. It's that what they like clipped that version of him saying welcome.
That's
like
good.
that.
At the
That is
end
cool.
of yeah, so that's cool. There's narrations kind of throughout to explain the story. And I don't know how you guys felt about that. I don't like the narration.
I don't like it.
I'm with you. It took me out of it a bit. It was kind of jarring, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, it just gets in the way, I think.
Right.
Usually I feel like they try to tell the story with the music and the projections or the fireworks or the colors. And so this time they're like, hey, just in case you're not paying attention or like you had too many beers today, let us tell you what this is about. In a minute, you're going to think about your childhood. And now you're going to think about having friends. Now all your friends died.
Is that what happened? All my friends died while I was watching this. It did go on for a while, but I didn't think everyone died.
They died of boredom.
So long they
People
did.
say, I don't like lose somebody. It's that like when somebody loved me song from Toy Story 2.
Yes, I remember that. Yes. When
You're
somebody
supposed to
loved
be
me.
sad. And then it, into the unknown and Frozen 2, and then it resolves and it's all about like cooperation and togetherness and like all those good things.
Yeah,
It's
but
fine.
that's the part I didn't like. I don't like the best of Disney songs stuff. I'd rather have just a completely unique soundtrack.
Agreed.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
thing with me about the narrations is like, and this is an issue I have with the society in general. It's just like it's just spoon feeding it to you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's not allowing the person to interpret their own thing into it to make it an experience. They're just giving it to you, and here it is. And it's like sometimes it's like you don't need that.
Well, until Rachel said it, I didn't even realize somehow in there I got born and I died. Like, wait, what? Like that's what she was. And it's hard to hear when all the.
Yeah, fireworks, yeah.
How am I supposed to be listening to this? Am I supposed to be feeling the music and taking in the moment? Like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? I mean,
It seems like it's too much. I'd be curious to see it in person, but it feels like it's too much.
well, that's the thing. I mean, obviously, you can't judge this kind of thing until you actually. I mean, you can watch as many YouTube videos as you want, but unless you're there,
Yeah,
it
Right.
doesn't help.
And that's the thing I've read from people is that the fireworks and the pyrotechnics are really, really impressive.
Okay.
And that's impossible to understand on YouTube. So I feel like that could be a whole part of this that I'll love that I just can't understand until I see it in person.
And when are you
Yeah.
going to see it in person?
I don't know. We'll see. We could go over, we're spending one day before our cruise in February at Disney, but right now we aren't going to the parks. We're just doing DVC. We're staying there because we have DVC points too.
Nice.
Fair, yeah.
And so it's just like a night before our cruise. So we could go over to Epcot that night. I don't know. I actually don't know when my next trip to Disney is.
Oh, same
Aw.
here, yeah.
Other than that little one night stay before our Royal Caribbean cruise. I'm sure we'll go, but we just don't have it scheduled yet.
Yeah, but it's always a bummer when you don't know when the next trip's going to be. Like, just to have an idea, something to look forward to.
I know. Well, right now we're really looking forward to that cruise. So I'm glad about that.
There you go. That's going to be
I feel
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's it. I don't know what you guys thought of Luminous. I thought, I don't know if I was rating it out of 10, I thought I'm at a like 5, but I feel like I'm optimistic that rating will go up for me
Once
when
you
I
see
see it in person.
Yeah, I would agree. At first, I was like, I didn't think there was very many fireworks at all. The dancing water fountains with different colors really wasn't doing anything for me. It's like, okay, well, so we've really scaled back quite a bit. The music, it started off hopeful, like, okay, they're doing a whole new thing, but the music kind of seemed to like, I don't know, it just, instead of just delivering one cohesive message, it seemed to be all over the place to me. Whereas, we go on from Illuminations, it was the one driving thing, and it took you through the peaks and the valleys, and the music is what guided your emotion. Whereas this just seems like there's just way too much story for a fireworks show. Does that make sense? It's like,
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I like having the stories to the shows, but this one doesn't. It just seems like they're really trying just too hard.
Yeah,
trying too hard.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's ambitious.
It's funny to me though with the music. I feel like it starts slow. Like they open with like a ballad and they end with a ballad, and it's like, well, there's nothing to really just like to grab you. Like boom, here's the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
it's just like you kind of mush into the whole performance thing. I mean, I don't know. I was expecting something a little more upbeat. Like I like when the countries were saying welcome and the little fireworks came out from each of the countries. I was like, okay, this is a good start. And then it just backs off from there to a ballad, and I was like, oh, okay. That's felt weird to me. I thought they were just gonna bring it, and then in the middle kind of back off a little bit, give you the ballad, and peaks and valleys as you were saying.
yes.
Like, it all just seems to be like one. You go up and you go down, and that's it.
It didn't look like it, and I'm no fireworks show mastermind or expert, but from what I've seen,
your middle name's that Pyro?
It used to be. It used to be. That's good callback though, Kevin. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
But I would say I'm used to seeing the fireworks shows where like the music's going and then the fireworks are just going off in sync with that. I didn't really pick that up. Now, granted, I haven't seen it in person, or just from seeing it on the YouTube video, but I was like, I told us today, it's like, where's the rest of the fireworks? Like, it just called luminous. Ain't nothing lit up. The sky's still dark. Where's everything at? So
Finished off with a nice finale. It did, but
I'm glad you woke me up for that one.
yeah.
That was tough.
Yeah, the finale was nice. Yeah. I mean, I'll give it to them. I guess the one positive is like, as opposed to Harmonious, is like they moved everything up a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that regardless of where you are in Lagoon, or regardless of how far you're standing back, you can still see it.
And there's a lot going on, which is cool, but at the same time, I'm just used to just seeing the sparks go off with the music, like ba 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 ba, and then everything's going off with that. And like y'all was saying, it's just more narrative than actual fireworks and show. Yeah, you don't really, I don't get the sense of the feeling. And like you said, we're being told what to do. And I don't listen too well on these days because I'm looking at the sky explode. That's just me.
Yeah.
No, it's all fair. No, all fair.
There's narrations to other shows, like Happily Ever After has narration, but I like that one. I don't know. It just doesn't feel as heavy-handed.
I
would
could see
agree with
that.
that.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
I don't know that they were trying to do as much. Like I didn't realize they were walking us through our journey in life from birth to death.
Yeah, that's depressing knowing that.
Yeah.
Now you understand why there's no fireworks.
That's the symphony and bus. We all die.
Dead. Here you here. Now you're dead. There you go.
You're born, you die. Like
from dust to dust.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
man.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like what we all have in common. Like
I would hope that we're better than than that.
Can we have laughter in common?
Well, and it has like love and friendship. And
Okay.
it has like other stuff in it too. But yeah, I think that's the idea, is that like ultimately, we come from all these different places and all these different countries, but we have the human experience is what we have in common.
Well, I hope if that is the case, we all do go to the luminous light above. Sorry.
Not the luminous light below.
Yeah. I don't know what that. Yeah.
That hot light.
Yeah, that hot. Yeah, I want that. Yes.
Well, cool, Rachel. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I love hearing about festival holidays. I want to eat everything. I like hearing about the new improvements. I want to go check out the Garden Vagina. I got to do that.
Yeah.
That is a goal of my
I'm
life.
excited for that too.
Well, I tell you what, Epcot has now become the park to visit, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the intention. Yeah.
Good.
I really want to go there now.
I like Epcot. I want to see all this.
Yes.
I definitely want to check this all this stuff. See, eat, and drink all this.
And when they finish, Animal Kingdom is next in the list to get the refurbishments. So I'm excited for my favorite park to get a little love now.
I am excited about that too.
I know Kirk's excited too.
Oh, man.
I know. I was like thinking, as I was telling you that I opted out of the Christmas party to go hang out in Animal Kingdom by myself. I thought like Kirk is totally going to make fun of me. That's what I wanted to do.
Well, y'all, we hope you enjoyed that discussion about Festival of the Holidays in Epcot and all the new Epcot additions and things that have opened. Look, if you want to learn more about us, magicourway.com is the way to go. There you will find our social media links, past episodes, and more. Also, if you want to get in touch with us to share your opinions on anything, you can do it through the following ways. First of all, you can shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com or call or send us a text message. Just say text us at 1-815-MOWEEKEND. That is 1-815
Weekend.
669-4226. And of course, we have a couple of people do things outside of the podcast. First of all, we got Eli does things with his comics, geishas, and all kind of stuff. What's up, sir?
Yes, sir. As always, you can visit ivorycomics.com where you can see all the work that I have, such as Project Geisha, Molly Be Damned, and of course, Savages. And there's a link to this podcast so you never miss a beat. So as always, appreciate that support. ivorycomics.com. On social media, you can find me on Facebook, Eli H. Ivory. As long as you're a real person, it's great to meet you. But if you're a bot, do not need to greet you. Get on out of here. I need my credit rating up, and you're not helping me, bots. Get on out.
Get on out.
Go on. Also on Facebook, it's a Project Geisha fan page, so facebook.com/Project Geisha. You can check that out there. Instagram, right there, posted up the hearts and the likes. EIV504 is that signature right there. And, of course, on X, I can be found at Hancock10166. So if you appreciate the madness, then you're bringing me the gladness. Thank you very much.
And if you want to book a vacation to check out all the new Epcot stuff, or maybe even one of the festivals next year, you could do it through Rachel. Rachel, how can they book with you?
Yes, I would be honored to help your group plan a great trip to Walt Disney World or a cruise on Disney Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean. You could go to Universal and go see Mardi Gras there, which is awesome. Yeah, all those things. So I would love to help you. You can find me at rachel@magicourway.com by email. You can text or call me. I have a phone number. It is 978-432-WISH. Or you can find me on social media. I am at R Family Magic. So that's the letter R and then the words Family Magic on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And so I would love to help you at no extra cost, and just a little bit of your vacation comes back to support this podcast and this fan community. And we totally appreciate it.
Awesome. And if you want to access all the info we just mentioned, go to magicourway.com/about us. Also, if you want to elevate your support of the Magic Our Way podcast, go to patreon.com/Magic Our Way. There you'll find 6 awesome tiers to support this show. Any way in which you could support the show is deeply appreciated. And the easiest way to do that, as I mentioned in the beginning, is to leave a rating and review in iTunes or wherever you access other podcasts. You know, maybe YouTube, maybe you listen through Spotify. Leave those ratings, reviews so that people know that we exist. Maybe even tell your friends. And definitely want to thank you for being a loyal listener. And we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome on the Magic Our Way podcast. So make sure you get in touch with us today. So Mohicans, we say Kwaharini. My name is Kevin.
I'm Danny.
Magic out.
And you are. Bye!